Hey, it's Free Falcon here again, doing another video on Shop Titans. Today we are going to be covering guilds, the basics, and then what to look for when you're choosing your own guild. So this is the one I am in. This is Hagglers United. You can see that we're open to all. We do have a pretty decent net worth. We're ranked 227, which isn't bad. And we do have a minimum level of 65. You can go through and look at all of our members and then where we are on our buildings and where we are in upgrades. And then these are our current perks that we have up. So we'll just kind of start here with the guild perks. So this is how you determine your level. So you'll be doing these bounties in order to try to get all of the top amount of rewards, which will give you these guild points every time. So one of the first items that you want to make sure that you're doing when you're looking at when you are looking for a guild, especially low level, is that they are completing this every week. So every week we want to be making sure that we have this 1350 being completed. You can pop in and look at the contributors. So we got a couple that are pretty high, and then there's going to be your pile that doesn't really do a whole lot. And then in between, I usually fall middle to low mid pack on this. I don't do a whole lot of bounties because I'm not able to jump on as much these days as I'd like to. But you can see that we've got those completed. So that is where we get these points. So we can spend points to go up in levels. And then each of these items will give you different things. So here, bounty boards, uh, we have a permanent upgrade. So we took that to level 8, which means we get 16 extra bounty board slots, which gives us more options in order to get these completed. Cooldowns, resources, capacity, the energy boosts are super big. So you get plus 14 for all of these different ones. Having these maxed, the capacities, you want to get these maxed. And then the boost levels, you want to get all of these maxed. So, and then your regen and capacities, all of these, you can see we've got all of these maxed out to the level they can be, which is the goal. But starting off when you're jumping into a guild, you probably aren't going to have those options. So you do want to look at these, as that is a very, very important aspect to be looking into. So we don't want to burn through all of these because we do want to be able to increase our craft speed, resource gen, resting times, all of these things. But we don't always want to burn through these continuously, as we want to save up our points so we can keep getting this leveled up. Because though we're routinely unlock more slots and more items for this stuff here that you'll need to spend these points on. And if you're burning them all continuously, you're not going to have them to upgrade up. All right, so next thing is you'll want to make sure that people are being active because these are also your friendship points that you can get, or not friendship, but every time someone posts something, you'll get a resource that you can spend to unlock your stuff. And as you do things and you give gifts, you can see that the levels will go up. And this is the amount of energy that you'll get whenever you do something with this person. So you can see that the friendship level is going to increase. You'll get +5 energy for each friendship level and new friendship titles every 10 levels. So I'm not sure what the level is, like the max level. So it looks like a BFF at 40. I'm not sure what you get with 50. I don't think I've ever actually been to 50 because I think I was in my mid 40s when I stopped playing last time. I got booted from my old group. So I don't think I've been in a group long enough to hit 50s. So if you know, please do throw down in the comments so we can go from there. So your points that you'll get will be spent over here to get grab bags. So I'm trying to save up to I can do a big grab bag open again. But these will have different items. So you can see they do have some of these chests. And if you want a more detailed information on what's all in this, you can watch my video on grab bags. And then the another major thing that you want to be looking at is that your clan is completing whatever event you're in well ahead of time. That way if something comes up and you can't hop on a whole lot, you don't have to worry about these events getting passed or missed. Um, so that you're missing all of these rewards or that you're the only one contributing and so you're not able to get to these top tier rewards. So you can see we still got 3 days and we got 3 more activations and we've only done 2 and we're going to be here at the end of 2. So, it's pretty obvious we're not going to have any issues at all completing this. So you want to make sure that you're completing them on each of the events. That way you're not kind of just leaving that stuff to be, lost. All right. Let's just go ahead and queue up some of our items here. Need 2 more to finish that one off. I will queue that one. Let's throw some more of these bucklers here. All right. So now we've kind of went over the basics and some of the main items to look at. So the next obvious thing that you want to be evaluating outside of the events is your buildings. So you want the highest possible building collection here that you can get. So each one of these levels gives a bonus. So when we get this to 21, which we are 119 away, we'll go from a 7-minute recoup to a 7.8 base, which is, that'll be a really good boost to get all that up and running. And we eventually want to get all of these up to max level. So we got everything at 20 for the most part. And then we have our tavern maxed and our Emerald Inn. So you can see that the ones that don't have a bar underneath them, those are the ones that are completed. So we got our training hall maxed out. So that means that our heroes can be 40, which is the current game max. And then we also have our town hall maxed, which means that our guild renown level is at the max it can be. So these are super important, and you just want to make sure that they're getting leveled up and progressed as quickly as possible. So when you go back in your guild, you can look at these rankings. And so you can see that we got a guy here with over, see, that's million, billion, over a trillion net worth, which is pretty impressive. You can see that we are kind of middle of the pack. So we got 20 max. So we are dead center in the middle here at 10 with 321 billion. And we're just going to keep working on getting that up. I personally like to be middle of the pack or even slightly below middle of the pack with my guild because I'm competitive and it gives me those benchmarks to reach. So, I need to be getting the 30, 32, 33 more billion. So I can come up here and pass this guy and then be ninth and eighth and seventh. Then when I get towards the top, if they're not keeping up with me, then it's kind of an indicative role that, maybe it's just not growing where you want it to be. So maybe the guild isn't growing at the rate that you are, so maybe it's time to go look elsewhere. The helpers, I don't think that these are as relevant. It's just kind of the availability, but it is an indication of who is consistent. So if a guild is very consistent, they're going to have a high amount of helpers. So you can see mine's fairly low comparatively, and that's probably because I'm not the most consistent of players. I hop in and I tend to make big strides in one go, and then I'll not play for a while. The prestige really has no impact on anything. It's just for kicks and giggles. The mastered, um, that's not really a big indication of anything to look for in the guild. So I'm number 6 here. I got 740. He's got 917. So these are just the blueprints that are mastered. It's not a big deal. What you do want to look at is investments, though. So this is what's important, that your guild is very active and constantly growing on the investments. So it's better to be even in like a lower size city that the guild is growing together quickly, because you'll end up outpacing those other people. And so you can see I'm at the below halfway mark here. So I was right at the halfway mark on investment, or not investments, but net worth. But I am below halfway in the guild investments, which is kind of where I like to be, because I want them kind of bringing me up. But I am constantly throwing more stuff at them. So I think I grew by like 10 or 15 billion this week. So as long as I'm kind of keeping up that pace, I don't think anyone's going to be too upset. So my next goal I was below them, and so I've passed them, and now I'm trying to catch up and pass these two to get behind this guy. So I need, about 12 more billion, and I'll be up above this guy here. Or not 12. I need 7, 8, so about 9. 9 billion, I'll firmly be up ahead of him, as long as they're not growing at the same pace. So I need to pass them. Ascensions are just kind of a funsy thing to look at. It actually doesn't have an impact on the guild play a whole lot. And I've actually fell back. I was ahead of this guy. So I was number 10. Now I'm 11. So I need to get back after it there. And collection score is kind of the same. So it doesn't have a huge impact as far as what to look for in a guild. Just kind of a metric of where you are sitting in the guild. So when you're looking at this, the two that you really want to be paying attention to is bounties. So you want people with high bounty counts. And then you also want people with high investment counts, because these are going to be the two aspects that impact you as a player outside of the guild. The rest are just kind of metrics of where you are in a standing with the rest of the guild, which isn't quite as important. Yeah. So you'll come in here and you can look at the guilds. So you'll have the invites. I don't have any invites, but you can just come through here and search different guilds, and then you see the recommended ones. So this would be, let's see if we can, I did not mean to try to join that. I won't be able to join anyways. But yeah, they got to send me an invite. I had a panic moment where I thought I just accidentally joined someone else's guild, but that's not how that works at all. So now we can look at their guild. So you can see that they have a minimum 70. They're ranked 279, so we're ranked about 70 ahead of them. We can see here, it's not too bad. Their buildings, yeah, so their buildings aren't all at 20, so we're past them on that. And you can see that most of their stuff is maxed as well. So it wouldn't be a down take on that. But also something to take in mind is, they're also one player down. So if I were to hop in here, it probably would bring all their stuff up to 20, most likely. So yeah, same here. Let's look at this foremost. So you can see that they're only at 124. We're at 200. So their stuff just isn't going to be as developed as ours. And you can see they got buildings them in 18s. So for me, this wouldn't be one that I'd honestly be looking into. I would probably just be doing something else. So what we want to look at is whenever we go to look for guilds is the Shop Titan Discord. This is where I always go for whenever I'm looking for a guild or so you have guilds looking for players, you can come in here and it'll give you all of your basic stuff to look for. They're going to give you probably a picture of the city. They're going to give you what they require, active participation. So they're looking for someone that has 200G plus invested, active daily. So they're 234, so they're a little ahead of us. Rank 180, so a little higher. Training, training hall, town hall, tavern, rest of the buildings. Currently leveling up to 21, which means they're probably all at 20. Yeah, they finish all events and bounties, so on and so forth. So you can see that as you come down through here, these are older ones. So whenever a guild gets a slot open or an inactive player, they'll come on here, throw this on here, and try to recruit people. So like this one is a rank 195, which is a little higher rank than us, I think. So if we look, looks like almost all their stuff is real similar to ours. So wouldn't be something that I'd be wanting to hop out of into something else. You also want to make sure that the guild you're looking at has a good YouTube channel with a lot of support and conversation so you can hop in and chat with them about whatever, learn. So even when I created my channel, they came in here and they created a whole space for me to just be able to come in and throw my stuff in. And they, have thrown in a lot of help and such to help out. So the social aspect and making sure that you get the support that you need is super crucial because this is a social game as well. You want to make sure that you're getting to make friends and building relationships and having fun all at the same time. So yeah, that is my overview of guilds, what to look, what all they mean and what to look for while you're doing it. And if you found any value in this at all, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe. It does make a huge impact for my channel. Thank you.